This is a video I wish I could have watched when I was dealing with rejection. So, for my 27th birthday, I will make this video to help those who are going through rejection and want to learn how to deal with it and to move on with life. And specifically, I want to share a mistake I made repeatedly from childhood until I was 23. It's a bit embarrassing, but I hope sharing it will help you avoid unnecessary pain and preserve your self esteem, self worth, and self respect. Let me start with a little context. Do you remember the anime Naruto? I first watched it in elementary school. Like me, Naruto faced rejection from his peers. And his story resonated deeply with me because I experienced years of social rejection. 3 years in primary school and 4 years in elementary school. Unfortunately, none of the adults around me explained what was happening or taught me how to cope. The lack of guidance, and because of Naruto's story, I adopted his approach to dealing with rejection, resisting it, trying to prove everyone wrong, and staying in the same environment to demonstrate my worth. I thought that if I worked hard enough, I would eventually win their respect and friendship. This became my moral lesson, but in reality, it turned out to be one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. When I faced rejection from my peers, I resisted. I tried harder to be nice, worked tirelessly to improve myself, and did everything I could, not for my own growth, but in the hope that they would see the good in me and accept me as a friend. So, why resisting rejection was my biggest mistake and so harmful? The reason on why you mustn't resist the rejection is you will constantly question your value and compare yourself to others. I often told myself if I were smarter or more beautiful, they would accept me as a friend. Sometimes they even said, if you do what we tell you, we will start seeing you as a friend. So I did what they asked, even when it went against my own feelings, just to prove my worth. This turned me into a people pleaser, constantly seeking approval and validation from those who rejected me. It felt like trying to grow in a salty land, an environment where growth is impossible. Over time, I became more anxious and started rejecting myself. The more I clung to people who didn't value me, the more I hated myself. This vicious cycle deeply affected my self respect and self esteem. By trying so hard to gain others' acceptance, I lost sight of my own value and ended up feeling empty inside and rejecting myself. For what exactly? Lost connection with myself to the point I couldn't know who I am, what I liked and what I disliked. Truly empty. And what kept me going is the addiction to animations as a solution to my external and internal problem. Yes, basically, I didn't feel safe being myself. So I shut all the ways for myself so that it doesn't emerge and created a version that fit with the people that rejected me. And the more I persisted, the more they rejected me. The harder I tried, the more they reject me, and others began to see me as a pushover. So that made my chances to make new friends very, very slim. So don't make the same mistake as me. Don't resist rejection. Accept it and move on. It's incredibly hard to accept rejection because we are drawn to things that are hard to get. The more you are rejected, the more you may want acceptance. But the more you persist and resist rejection, the more your self-respect and self-worth are questioned, not just by others, but by yourself. Here are 2 questions you should ask yourself after facing rejection. Number 1, is it worth trying to prove my value to someone who rejected me from the start? 2, is it worth putting my self-respect and self-worth on the line to prove them wrong? These questions will help you determine if you truly value yourself. And remember, the aspects that led someone to reject you might be the exact things someone else will love and adore about you. So you choose: either let yourself down like I did and try to prove them wrong and waste time and energy and traumatize yourself by resisting the rejection, or accept it and let go. So if you choose to let go, let's talk about the next step: allowing yourself to feel the disappointment, sadness, and anger that comes with rejection. Process those emotions, reflect on the experience, accept it, and of course, take all the time you need. Don't move on with force, move on with grace. Be gentle with yourself. Be caring and validate your own feelings and experience. Don't deny them the chance to be experienced. By talking to someone, writing down or recording it, do what fits you the most and helps clear your mind and ease your soul. Please do not move on to the next chapter with hard feelings, because it's not worth it. That will only consume you from the inside. Eventually, you will meet the right people who will recognize your value without you having to prove it. So, hope this video has helped you in some ways, and yes, leave your feedback on it. And if you have gone through rejection and developed your own way on dealing with it, share it with us so we learn from you. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.